I'll never forget the morning I finally lost my patience. For weeks, that HOA Karen parked her shiny white Tesla right in front of my ranch gate, blocking me from pulling my truck out, even when I had hay deliveries or had to get to work. I'd asked her nicely, more than once. But like every self-appointed queen of the HOA, she thought rules didn't apply to her, only to everyone else. At first, I tried to be civil. I'd leave polite notes on her windshield, and even went to the HOA board about it. But of course she was on the board. Her excuse: "Your gate is technically on community property." That gate was built by my late father 40 years ago, before this neighborhood even existed. Every time I saw her Tesla there, gleaming like it owned the road, I felt like she was disrespecting my father's memory and the land he worked for all his life. One morning, I had a delivery of logs coming in, a full truckload for my sawmill business. The driver called, frustrated, saying he couldn't pull through because of that Tesla again. I walked down the gravel drive, coffee in hand, and there it was, blocking my gate, as always. I stood there for a full minute, breathing through the anger. Then something inside me just snapped. I called the sheriff, like I'd done before. He sighed and said, "Sorry, sir. HOA says it's not technically a tow zone." That was the moment I realized I wasn't going to let her win this quiet war anymore. So when the logging truck arrived, I waved the driver in. He hesitated, but I pointed at the Tesla and said, "Just back it in slow. I'll guide you." The sound of wood and metal crunching together was, well, I won't lie, it was satisfying. Her cars, who'd folded like a tin can, the truck stopped before it did any damage to the gate. But the Tesla, it was done for. She came running down the street screaming, phone out, yelling about lawsuits. But when the sheriff arrived this time, I handed him the security footage, showing her blocking my gate over 10 times in the past month. He just shook his head and said, "Ma'am, looks like you were trespassing." The HOA dropped the issue within a week. Karen moved her car permanently. That night, I sat on my porch, watching the sunset over my land, the smell of pine and diesel still hanging in the air. My father always said, respect isn't given, it's earned and defended. I finally understood what he meant. Sometimes standing your ground isn't about anger. It's about peace and protecting what's yours. * For more interesting and heart-touching stories. Hit the subscribe button now.